start by understanding what CDN means. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. In simple terms, it's a system that helps deliver content or data to users quickly and efficiently. This content can be anything from images and files to API responses and web pages. The main goal of a CDN is to make sure users get the data they need as fast as possible, no matter where they are in the world. By storing copies of data in multiple locations, CDNs reduce the distance between users and the data, speeding up access and improving user experience. When we talk about content in the context of a CDN, we simply mean data. This data can take many forms, such as images, files, API responses, or entire web pages. The CDN's job is to store and deliver these types of content efficiently. By keeping copies of this data ready to go, CDNs ensure that users don't have to wait for the original server to respond every time. This makes browsing faster and smoother, especially for websites with lots of images or files. You might wonder why a CDN stores copies of data. The answer is speed. When users request content, the CDN can serve it from a location that's physically closer to them. This reduces the time it takes for the data to travel across the internet. Instead of always going back to your main server, users get their data from a nearby CDN node. This approach not only speeds things up but also reduces the load on your main server, making your website more reliable. CDNs are especially good at storing static data. Static data is content that doesn't change for each user, like images, CSS files, JavaScript scripts, fonts, and videos. Since this data is the same for everyone, it's easy to cache and deliver quickly. This is why websites with lots of static assets benefit greatly from using a CDN. Users everywhere get the same content, and it loads fast because it's served from the closest CDN node. While CDNs mostly handle static data, they can also store some dynamic data. Dynamic data changes based on user input or other factors. However, CDNs only cache dynamic data when it's safe and reusable. For example, shared API responses that don't contain sensitive information can be cached. This helps speed up delivery for data that's used by many users, but care must be taken to avoid caching anything private or unique to a single user. Key concept in CDN caching is duration. How long should the CDN keep a copy of the data? This is important because data can change, and you don't want users to get outdated content. The duration is controlled by a setting called TTL, or time to live. TTL defines how long the data stays in the CDN's cache before it's refreshed. Setting the right TTL ensures users get up-to-date content without unnecessary delays. TTL stands for time to live. It's a setting that tells the CDN how long to keep cached data before checking for updates. When the TTL expires, the CDN fetches fresh data from your server. This process ensures that users always get the latest version of your content. By adjusting TTL, you can control the balance between speed and freshness of your data. Short TTL means frequent updates, while longer TTL means faster delivery but less frequent refreshes. There are three main ways to define TTL for CDN caching. First, your backend can set it using headers like cache control. Second, the CDN itself can override these settings with its own rules. Third, if nothing is defined, the CDN will use a default value. This flexibility allows you to fine-tune how your content is cached and delivered, ensuring the best experience for your users. The most common way to set TTL is through your backend using HTTP headers like cache control. These headers tell the CDN how long to keep the data cached. By setting these values, you have direct control over how your content is managed. This method is useful for websites with frequently updated content, as you can adjust TTL to match your needs. Sometimes, the CDN can override the TTL settings from your backend. This is done using the CDN's own rules and configurations. For example, you might want to enforce a minimum or maximum TTL for certain types of content. This gives you additional flexibility and control, especially when managing large-scale websites or applications. If neither your backend nor the CDN sets a TTL, the CDN will use a default value. This ensures that content is still cached and delivered efficiently, even if you haven't specified any rules. Default TTL values are usually set to balance speed and freshness, but you can always adjust them later as your needs change. There are several major CDN providers in the market. Cloudflare is one of the biggest and most popular options, but it's not the only one. Other well-known providers include Amazon CloudFront, Akamai, Fastly, and Google Cloud CDN. Each provider offers different features and pricing, so you can choose the one that best fits your needs. Cloudflare is a leading CDN provider known for its reliability and ease of use. It offers a free plan that's perfect for beginners and small websites. As your needs grow, you can upgrade to paid plans for advanced features and higher scale. Cloudflare's global network ensures fast delivery of content to users everywhere. Besides Cloudflare, you have several other CDN options. Amazon CloudFront is a powerful choice for those already using AWS. Akamai is known for its enterprise-level features. Fastly offers real-time caching and instant updates. Google Cloud CDN integrates seamlessly with Google Cloud Services. Each provider has its strengths, so consider your requirements before choosing. CDN pricing varies depending on the provider and your usage. Cloudflare offers a free plan that covers most basic needs. Paid plans are available for advanced features or higher traffic volumes. This means you can start with zero cost and scale up as your website grows. It's a flexible approach that suits both beginners and large businesses. Let's break down how a CDN actually works. When a user sends a request for content, the request goes to the nearest CDN server. The CDN checks if it already has the data. If yes, it returns the data immediately, which is called a cache hit. If not, it fetches the data from your main server, stores it, and then returns it to the user. This is called a cache miss. This process ensures users always get the fastest possible response. A cache hit occurs when the CDN already has the requested data stored in its cache. This means the user gets the content instantly, without waiting for the main server. Cache hits are the ideal scenario, as they provide the fastest response and reduce the load on your server. The more cache hits you have, the better your website performs. A cache miss happens when the CDN does not have the requested data in its cache. In this case, the CDN fetches the data from your main server, stores it, and then delivers it to the user. While this takes a bit longer, the data is now cached for future requests. Over time, cache misses decrease as more data is stored in the CDN. CDNs are best at handling static data, but they can also cache some dynamic data. Static data is the same for all users, while dynamic data changes based on user input or other factors. Caching dynamic data requires careful strategies to avoid storing sensitive or user-specific information. Only shared and reusable responses should be cached. Caching dynamic data is possible, but it must be done carefully. Never cache sensitive user data, such as personal information or login details. Only cache responses that are safe and shared among users. If needed, use advanced caching strategies to ensure privacy and security. This approach allows you to benefit from CDN speed without compromising user safety. Protecting sensitive data is crucial when using a CDN. Always make sure that private user information is never cached. This includes login credentials, personal details, and anything unique to a single user. By setting proper cache rules and using secure headers, you can prevent accidental caching of sensitive data. When caching dynamic data, focus on shared responses. These are API results or content that can be safely reused by multiple users. By caching shared responses, you improve speed and efficiency without risking privacy. Always review your data to ensure it's safe for caching before setting up CDN rules. For complex websites, advanced caching strategies may be needed. These include setting custom cache rules, using different TTLs for various content types, and leveraging CDN features like purging and versioning. By tailoring your caching approach, you can maximize performance while maintaining security and freshness. CDNs operate through a network of nodes located around the world. Each node stores copies of your data and serves it to users nearby. This global distribution ensures that users everywhere get fast access to your content, regardless of their location. Choosing a CDN with a large network of nodes is key for international websites. One of the main benefits of using a CDN is reduced latency. Latency is the delay between a user's request and the delivery of content. By serving data from a nearby node, CDNs minimize this delay, making websites feel faster and more responsive. This is especially important for users far from your main server. CDNs improve the reliability of your website by distributing traffic across multiple nodes. If one node goes down, others can take over, ensuring users still get access to your content. This redundancy makes your website more robust and less likely to experience downtime. CDNs help your website scale easily. As your traffic grows, the CDN can handle more requests without overloading your main server. This makes it possible to support large numbers of users and sudden spikes in traffic, all while maintaining fast and reliable delivery. Modern CDNs offer security features such as DDoS protection, SSL encryption, and access controls. These features help protect your website from attacks and ensure that user data is transmitted securely. By using a CDN, you not only speed up your site but also make it safer for everyone. Integrating a CDN with your website is usually straightforward. Most providers offer simple setup guides and plugins for popular platforms. Once integrated, your content is automatically cached and delivered through the CDN network, improving speed and reliability with minimal effort. Sum up, a CDN is a powerful tool for speeding up content delivery, improving reliability, and enhancing security. By caching data in multiple locations, CDNs ensure users everywhere get fast access to your website. With flexible pricing, easy integration, and advanced features, a CDN is a smart choice for websites of all sizes. Whether you're just starting out or running a large business, a CDN can help you deliver a better experience to your users.